Knowledge exists in many forms and is expressed in different ways. They emerge and grow from our diverse experiences. As Western-driven globalization came to dominate, we began to value only one type of knowledge considered objective, universal, and scientific. And to be worthy of growing that specific type of knowledge, we need certified expertise and a lot of technical resources. And as this way of knowledge production became the norm, we began to neglect other ways of knowing and growing until we were left with a monoculture of knowledge, owned and controlled by a small group of people. So what can we do about this knowledge injustice?
Knowledge equity is preserving the languages and oral traditions of our ancestors and elders. Like the indigenous stories of the grandmother spider, who weaves together a web of knowledge.
Knowledge equity is recognizing knowledge as embedded in place, context, and our whole embodied selves. It is caring for the community of knowledge holders to ensure embodied truths and lived experiences have safe spaces to be shared.
Knowledge equity is ensuring the process of sharing can lead to healing and transformative change. Knowledge equity is intersectional. It asks, whose knowledge do we consider valid and important? Whose voices, stories, and experiences are being represented?
Knowledge equity advances epistemic justice. It asks, whose ways of knowing is prioritized? It centers underrepresented knowledge holders at the roots.
Knowledge equity asks, who paved the streets on which knowledge traveled? Who designed the infrastructure and modes of production? Who controls the tools of production? How do they control what is valued and what is produced?
Who are the visible and invisible gatekeepers controlling access to and the production of knowledge?
Knowledge equity decolonizes education. It moves beyond formal written ways of learning towards other ways of knowing, like through the land and through living, being, and doing.
Knowledge equity asks, for what purpose are we learning, growing, and producing new knowledge? How do we use knowledge as a means of radical imagination to disrupt the status quo?
Knowledge equity is coming together to cultivate knowledge systems that can coexist in the ecologies of knowledge.
At the Knowledge Equity Lab, we advance these visions and values through projects like Biolan International, an open access platform to make visible scientific journals published in the Global South, OCSD-Net, an action research network exploring open science as a tool for transformative development, Knowledge Gap, a collective of early career researchers investigating the geopolitics of knowledge production, Open Praxis Forum, a platform for students to publish research and alternative kinds of knowledge. We also partner with community members and organizations to produce locally relevant knowledge at the Community Knowledge Learning Hub and the Knowledge for Change Toronto Hub. Join us at the Knowledge Equity Lab, an experimental space to explore and celebrate different ways of knowing. A network of diverse knowledge makers seeking to expand diversity, inclusion, and justice in nurturing the ecologies of knowledge. What knowledge might you grow?